Hi everybody, I'm Ruechel, and welcome to this portion of the PCS Journal where we sit down and chat with Dr. Michael Grego, the Superintendent of Pinellas County Schools. Thank you for joining us today. Good to see you, sir.
Great to see you too, Al.
Hey, we're going to start on a kind of a sad note, respecting, honoring Lee Benjamin, who died at the age of 91, longtime coach at Northeast. I think he has a gymnasium named after him as well. Was on the school board for many, many years, and if there was a man of integrity and honesty that was any better than him, I don't know, because he was tremendous.
He was, and certainly a legend in our field of education. And not only was he a long-time coach, but a teacher and a principal and area superintendent. People forget about that, and then honestly, as you said, he served a long time as a school board member. So, but no matter what the position that Mr. Benjamin had, he always, as you said, served with such integrity and care and improved this community immensely. So certainly a legend in our field, and we'll dearly miss him. But he also has a family of educators, as you know.
He sure does.
And so he's produced great educators in his family, and
Terry Krasner, his daughter, was on the school board for a time.
Also a principal too,
yeah.
And just a great colleague too. So we'll miss him, but certainly we'll continue to celebrate all that he's done for our community.
So here's what I remember about Lee, a couple of things. He would always sit up on the bench, and whenever I'd cover school board, I'd go over and look at me, and always give me this. He always was winking at people, you know, giving the wink like that. And when we got done with the board meeting, he'd come over to you and he says, "Well, I'm glad at least somebody got it right," referring to the way we were covering the stories. And he was in the front row at the last time we had school board elections, again, giving me the thumbs up, and went through some very tumultuous times on the board before you got here. So he's going to be missed, but again, a great example of a leader that hopefully we can all emulate. So our best to the family, because we know this is a tremendous loss for them and all those people that knew him as well. All right, let's move on to something else. This is kind of cool. Medal of Honor. Talk to me about this program. And folks, we're going to show you some of the things. These Medals of Honor are things that some of the students here in Pinellas County have made. Tell me about this first of all.
Well, the Medal of Honor is coming to the Tampa Convention Center, and it is this is their overall Medal of Honor, but it's during October 22nd through the 27th in the Tampa Convention Center. And what they did was they created a contest for students in the Tampa Bay area, local school districts, and we participated. We participated 100%, and we had 3 of our students actually win. That they created, as you mentioned, this medal, and they could do loyalty, commitment, honor, sacrifice, those attributes.
Now let's see what one of those medals looked like, and we'll hold it up to the camera so you can eventually get a picture of it. But let me see all 3 of these here. So here's what I think is outstanding is that these color combinations are, I mean, these are really awesome coins.
One.
Yeah, the one with sacrifice and the American flag. These can become collector's items, can't they?
Well, they will, and they are, and they'll continue as they travel throughout the country. We're honored. This is the first time ever that we've had the Medal of Honor here in the Tampa Bay region. So it's probably once in a lifetime. I don't want to say that, but it's never been here before, and for the students. So a student, London Handy at Highland Lakes Elementary, one of a 4th grader, is one of his medals. And then we had a middle school student, Bryce Meyer from Safety Harbor Middle, and then we had a student from Thurgood Marshall, who's now at Lakewood High School, Isabel Crotea, who designed these coins. These coins were then reproduced, will be distributed during the conference, and also a number of these coins were given to the principals as collector's items and to distribute to their school too. So what an honor. Family members are going to be invited to the convention also this next week.
Yeah, and I love those brilliant colors that are on there. And what I even love more about it is because these are students. These are students' impressions of what commitment and honor and sacrifice look like. This is cool.
It is.
So how do I get a hold of one?
Yeah. I'll get you one.
Oh,
I'll get you one.
We'll put them on eBay. No, I didn't say that. I love these. These are wonderful. What a great privilege that's going to be. All right, let's talk about some other things going right now. Folks, if you've ever been to the P-Tech campus down on US 19 off 35th Street down there by Gibbs High School, that is, first of all, it's an amazing building. So when I heard they were kind of going through a remodeling, I'm going, how do you do it any better than it currently is. So what exactly did they do?
Well, I want to talk about two buildings. One is
Okay.
the one that you talked about across from Gibbs in St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
The other building in Clearwater that isn't known, I think, as much, that was the building that we put about $19 million in renovation. If you go past it now, the whole face has been lifted.
Now, where's that at?
That's right off of East Bay and not far from where the Juvenile Welfare Board is.
Oh, okay, I know where that is.
The
Oh,
Clearwater campus.
Okay,
so
sure.
we have two campuses at Pinellas Technical College. We have the campus in St. Pete, and we have
Right.
the campus in Clearwater.
So it's the Clearwater one that got the
Clearwater
reno.
campus
Wow.
that got the renovation, and it's tremendous. We had the open house kind of ribbon cutting, and the city of Clearwater came out, the city of Largo, all the business people that serve on the advisory committees for that school. We had our teachers there. We had students give their story about how Pinellas Technical College really truly has helped them. What an economic engine. So
Yeah.
I'm encouraging all people to get to know our technical colleges. Quick turnaround training programs, reasonably cost. There's plenty of financial aid, and you can make a livable wage in a year to 14 months.
You know what's so interesting about this, Dr. Grego, if you think back 10 or 15 years ago, I mean, the emphasis has always been so much on college, that I'm not sure 20 years ago we ever would have thought that going into 2000 or 2020 that these technical colleges would have such a prominent and important role to play in our society.
Oh, they do, and that role continues to change, because what the technical college has to do is they have to stay up with the industries, and so some industries fade away, some job skills fade away, and others take their place, and so technical colleges have to stay current. Check out our technical colleges. We're very proud of them. Our board supports them financially, and we're certainly engaged. And not only, we graduate about 350 students a year, and people don't realize that. And so when we put that many students, that many adults into the community, even minimum type of starting salaries, we're talking about $51 million a year being pumped into this economy with plumbers and auto technicians and web designers and the gamut of jobs. We have over 30 occupations that are housed both in our St. Pete Technical College and Clearwater campus.
Yeah, and we talk about great salaries. Now this is taking it way back again because I've been around here a few weeks. There was a student at the P-Tech campus that was located near the Highland Elementary School, up in that area, High Point Elementary School. And I was interviewing one of the guys, and he won an international welding competition. Right. Okay, this had to have been 15, 20 years, well, actually, because it was 28 years ago. The guy won the international welding competition that was held over in the Netherlands, came back to the United States, and started out at $120,000.
Right.
As a welder.
Well, that welding program is still there, and that's the campus I'm talking about, not far from High Point.
Yeah, okay.
And that welding program is nationally known.
It is.
And you could get jobs at the ports, and you're right, welders make some very, very good money.
Yeah. In terms of what are the requirements? I mean, how does one get into P-Tech? So is this for people that have graduated? Do you have to have a GED or what?
You really don't. Some occupations require a high school diploma, some do not. And so one major part of our renovation is the Student Services Center. And so we created this environment so as people can either walk in, sit down, talk with a counselor, talk about financial aid, the types of occupations they can get involved with, and also the requirements of that. And say, for example, you do not have a high school diploma and one is required, we'll help you get one.
Okay.
The adult education program is also embedded on our campus. So it's a one-stop shopping, sort of speaking.
We know that renamed it, calling it a college rather than just a regular school. So is there tuition, and about how much does it cost per year?
The tuition is very reasonable. The tuition is set by the state, and depending on the occupational area. Some like in the automotive, you have to have your tools and other things, but we also have scholarships for those things.
Okay.
The companies want to sponsor students because at the end of that road, the manufacturers want to hire these mechanics.
Oh, sure.
So the investment in
do you happen to know what the figures are, high, low? I mean, are we talking $2,000 or $3,000?
Under $2,000 or $3,000.
Okay. That's important to know. So, because I know that some people have been talking to me, and I meet them, and they are excited about P-Tech, and they go, I don't know if I have the money, and I didn't even know how to give them a cost range.
Probably the tuition will range anywhere from $1,200 to $2,400, depending upon the length of the program and the requirements of it. of it.
Do you realize that's the same cost of one semester of the food service at the University of Florida?
It
Having
is,
paid
it
it for
is
3
a
or 4
very
times.
low amount of resources, and there's Pell Grants, and there's many other avenues to offset that. We had a testimony last night of a single mom, 2 children, who is now an LPN, making very good money, and she's on her way to furthering her degree to become an RN. But she's in that step of the ladder where she's making a livable wage and she's able to support her family.
Yeah, right.
And that's what's so important. And education's become, you come in, you go get educated, and you keep evolving, and you keep getting promoted.
Right. Let's talk about something else, recognizing the efforts of Hispanic students. The Hispanic Education Coalition of Palm Beach County, the Education Leadership Award. You and your awards, you have to have an entire room.
Yeah,
now, I know you, so I know you know it's as much about the school district as it is you, but this was kind of cool too.
This was, because this was quite a surprise. The West Palm Beach Hispanic Coalition, they have a very strong coalition in Palm Beach. And they got wind of our Maria Edmonds Award. They got wind of the progress we're making in our graduation rate. You know, we've eliminated the Hispanic graduation rate, the AP test results, and the participation of Latino students. And they started to explore what Pinellas County was doing, unbeknownst to me. And they actually, one of the lead individuals came to the Maria Edmonds Award at Ruth Eckert Hall, and was just blown away and said, this is what they're doing in Pinellas County is so impressive. That they brought me down and they said, we'd like for you to be a part of our Hispanic, and this month is Hispanic Heritage Month.
Absolutely. And
they had a big celebration, and they recognized Pinellas County. I know I was there, and I know I was the face of that, but really they recognized our district for the commitment to the Hispanic student and the Hispanic family. And that was quite an honor to go across the state. And I was with Broward County, Bob Runcie was there, and the superintendent of Palm Beach County, and so we had a wonderful celebration. And we had 2 of our students from Madeira Beach actually present, that's on our website, present me the award. And that was a surprise to me too, that they came down there with their families. So.
Hey, a great tie-in on the Hispanic Heritage Month. Go to baynews9.com and look under the A+ teacher feature, okay? Anybody can do that. You don't have to be a Spectrum customer. You get 5 free videos a visit. And you're going to see the story of Senora Brito, who teaches at Garrison Jones, which is the only elementary that is fully engaged in dual language programming. The first half of the day is all in English, the second half of the day is all in Spanish, and we got a chance to see how Miss Brito works with my granddaughter, among other kids. So it was really wonderful to see how they just assimilated and are assimilating the language and becoming as easy as they're speaking English. So it's a wonderful thing, and it's so good that we're doing stuff with our Hispanic students. They're wrapping me up, so I guess that means we're out of time for now. I had a whole string of questions I could have asked. Dr. Grego, always good seeing you. We're back with our program, more of our program right after this, so please stay with us.